This is the Throttle Out Show presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your host. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the VKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Life is a lot better when your foot is to the floor. What's up, everybody? My name is Austin Tweedy, joined by the lovely Miss Harley Jo. How are we doing tonight, honey?
Hey, guys. I'm sipping a beer. I'm ready for a good show tonight. How about you?
We're going to have a good show tonight. Let's get our guy Austin Spence on up there in Detroit Rock City. It looks like he's having another sip as well.
Oh, whoa! Straight from the bottle.
Down. Whoa! What's going on, guys?
Going to be feeling good, baby.
The bearded one is here tonight.
The bearded one.
The bearded
Hell
one.
yeah, man. I'm glad to be back. I felt so bad that I missed you guys on Wednesday, man. But I'm here. I'm here to have a good time. Let's get after it, guys.
I got to say, it is awkward when you're not here on the show with us because I'll be talking about something, Harley will be talking about something, and we're kind of like waiting for like somebody else to
We're waiting
chip
for
in.
that other person to like give us their 2 cents.
We need you. We have to have you on the show with us. We're not complete when you're not here. So we definitely missed you. And I know we're going to have a good show tonight. Now, Spence, starting off, this morning, this beautiful Sunday morning, football is back for all you football fans out there. We got some football fans here in the house. I know Spence isn't that big of a football fan because his team sucks up there in Detroit. No offense, but it's true. I even like the Lions a little bit, but I mean, truth hurts.
No, we don't need any sympathy. We know we suck. That's why when it comes to anything sports, we're we focus on college ball. Like it seems like Michigan's having a pretty good year, but again, I don't care. The only good things that stadiums are used for, or arenas, is monster trucks. They're cold. We're cold. Bring them inside. Put everybody that plays with a pigskin outside. So that's all I got to say about it.
I love y'all's slogan, though, Detroit versus everybody. That is pretty wicked. It's badass. Y'all got a crazy-ass head coach this year for the first time ever. So, like I said, football is back. It was so nice just to be able to sit in the recliner, sip on my coffee, watch, Fox Morning Sports, and I just immediately got to work on monster trucks. If I wasn't watching football, monster trucks. So my morning got off to a great start today. And you called me and you let me in on a little interesting fact that somebody's birthday. Very excited to talk about this individual tonight. Whose birthday are we talking about, y'all?
It is the man, the myth, the legend, the man who started this entire industry, Mr. Bob Chandler, turned 80 years old today.
The big
80 years old. Wow.
That's right. Quite. I just got to throw this out here. I say this is definitely the most important birthday in all of monster trucks is Bob Chandler.
Oh, yeah, especially. Now,
I know we have a lot of people that tune in that are diehard Monster Jam fans. A lot of people don't keep up with Bigfoot a whole lot anymore. Bigfoot has gone, kind of a separate direction. They don't they don't drive as destructively as Monster Jam. They don't, do a lot of the things that Monster Jam and honestly other hard-hitting independents do anyways. However, you got to love and respect Bigfoot for what they have done. And listen to this, y'all. Obviously, we know without Bob Chandler, without Bigfoot, there is no monster trucks. And if you really think about it, if you don't have Bob Chandler, you don't have Gravedigger. Without Bob Chandler, you don't have Monster Jam. Without Bob Chandler, you don't have the backflips and all the stupid shit that you see go on in Monster Jam shows and crazy independent shows now. Without the beginning, there is no such thing as what we have right now. So, sir, we hope you had an absolutely amazing birthday. Bless you and your family. We're so grateful for the sport of monster trucks. You have got to be the only person who has, in our generation, in our lifetime, a person who's been able to actually take their sport to a professional level, create a sport, take it to a professional level, and then also compete in it. You've got to be the only person that I can think of anyways.
And it all started at this place that's no longer with us, the old Pontiac Silverdome. Just a car crush at an exhibition at a tractor truck pull. Started a multi-billion-dollar industry that we all know and love today. So, gotta love it. Nothing but respect for Bob Chandler and everyone over there at Bigfoot. I honestly just can't wait to see what the future holds for Team Bigfoot. It seems like they actually know how to keep secrets over there, Tweety, that they actually don't like things getting out into the public.
I mean, you're not wrong. Bigfoot,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Bigfoot is good at keeping stuff under the rug. That is something that they definitely have going for them. That's in their corner. They can keep information hush hush, unlike another company that we all know and love. Boy, and we're gonna get in that in a little bit. Not right now.
Not yet.
I don't know about
If you want
love, but tolerate.
No,
something that you love to hate and hate to love at the same time.
we all
Yeah.
love Monster Jam at heart. We're going to, okay. They drive us crazy, but we all still
But
love
we do
Monster
talk
Jam.
about them every Wednesday and Sunday. So
We're gonna get to
they
it.
gotta be doing something.
We
right.
will get to it, and after the weekend recap, after all the other good stuff you got to know, we are going to keep kind of rolling with this Bigfoot theme for at least the next two topics because it kind of rolls into what we're going to be talking about. So we have somebody that came from the Bigfoot camp, basically grew up alongside the Bigfoot team, and started driving this past weekend, which would be my little brother, Logan Tweedy, got his start driving this past weekend. You can see in these next few pictures that you see him crewing alongside my dad, and this is all on the Hot Wheels tour the past couple of seasons. And on that tour was Derek Anson with the heavy hitter team, with Team Basher as well, those two trucks. And then, they started clicking, started working together, and Derek's not been running, the Hot Wheels tour because they ain't been doing anything. So Derek's doing his own thing, running with the monster trucks with the Z tour, gets a hold of Logan, and now Logan's going to be working for him for a little while. Don't know if this is going to be something that's a permanent destination for Logan, for this place for him to get a start.
Is that your dad's
It
fire
is.
suit right there?
That is the old Schaefer Motorsports Carolina Crusher theme, looking like a big packet of ketchup and mustard, tossed together in a bowl, and they made a fire suit out. But that was a Schaefer style back in the day.
I take it that your brother Logan got his hair from your mother's side of the family. I'm just going on a whim here.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. So he got to hop in a seat for the first time. And, it sucks because a lot of people think when guys get in the industry, they're able to go out and hit a test field somewhere, right? Every good old boy that owns a monster truck has got a test field. They get down in there, they get their hands dirty. They able to go back and look on videotape, see what they look like. Honestly, the majority of the time, that is not the case. I would like to say more than 80% of the time, drivers are learning at shows in front of a live audience. That makes it a very sticky situation in most instances. And it's difficult. It's hard to say, fans going, they pay a lot of money to go watch guys learn how to drive. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But it just doesn't work like that in the sport of monster trucks. This isn't NASCAR. This isn't, all these other, high performance industries that go out and they've got plenty of, hundreds of hours behind the wheel before they ever get out and step in front of a live audience or compete against other trucks. Doesn't work like that in monster trucks unless you're a flying driver with Feld Motorsports.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it would be cool if monster trucks in general did kind of have a division where it would be somewhat like NASCAR, where you have a ladder you get to climb up before you get into the top tier. That is like, NASCAR to Monster Jam. Right. But there's really not that, because we've seen some independent drivers that drive a lot harder and better than company drivers.
Yeah.
So, but it's amazing, just kind of going back to when we were talking about Bob here and all of our fans, everybody here that is a huge fan of Monster Jam, the whole history or the book that you have from Mr. Marty Garza, I believe that actually got started because someone in the locker room at a Monster Jam event while Marty Garza was there didn't know who Bob Chandler was.
That's right.
Really? Yeah. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what driver said that, but
I don't know, but he really made it seem like it was somebody who was a well-known driver. It wasn't just like somebody who's, some chump or, some small-time driver. It was somebody who's up there. And like, I had no idea who Bob Chandler was. I can only speculate on who that might be, but we don't know who that is. But yeah, it's hard to believe there are a lot of people in this industry that don't know who Bob Chandler is, who don't know the backstory of Bigfoot and how the industry got started. They just look at Monster Jam because Monster Jam took the sport. They took it to scale, and that's all people see. That's all people know. That's all they really care about right now. You start to learn your history on the sport, you realize how important this name is right here. I will always be Team Blue at heart. Always blue for Bigfoot out of St. Louis, Missouri. I know Harley, you and Spence, y'all love Gravedigger and you're obsessed with Gravedigger, but
no.
always be rocking blue over here. Blue runs through my veins.
And a little
100%.
bit of black and green.
Oh boy.
A little bit. But not the Gravedigger black and green.
No.
No.
Oh, a lot of Monster Energy. It's very
There
unhealthy.
we go.
We're very worried about your health, sweetie. You need to lay off the drinks.
Now, we're going to keep the Bigfoot thing rolling for just a little while longer. However, because there was an absolute badass show that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Jeez.
Oh wow, you're having difficulties pronouncing town names, Tweety. Wow, it's difficult,
the-
ain't it?
It's whatever inside here. All right, when
Uh-huh.
about throttle out. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, toughest monster truck tour invaded Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was a badass show. Go ahead and put that video up there. You see video by Nate Bay. Thank you so much, Nate Bay, and then your mom as well, who takes badass pictures for all these tours that come rolling through. But you see these trucks coming out of tunnels. If you've never seen a toughest monster truck show, you have got to go and see this because they do arena shows the way they are supposed to be done. Damn it! And this show did not disappoint.
I mean, look at the lineup, man. You've got Timothy Jones, you've got Vendetta, Jurassic Attack, Darren Schnell. I didn't think Darren Schnell drove like this, to be completely honest
Darren
with you.
Schnell has put on his big boy pants and is driving the shit out of Bigfoot 9T right now. I am so
It
happy.
looks like it. I mean,
with
look
the way
at
he's
him.
driving.
Is
Now,
this the final race?
This is the final round of racing. Don't get me wrong. The end of it was not pretty, but a win is a win, and Darren Schnell
Yep.
wins racing. And this is how he started off freestyle. Comes out swinging,
Nice.
hitting hard. Darren Schnell and Bigfoot. Now, I will say, I'm pretty sure after that jump right there, or maybe it's this jump. You'll see in a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. One of these next few jumps, you can tell something's not right with the truck. Truck's not happy. See how it kind of loops around like there. 95% sure, knowing how those trucks work with those ZF axles at Bigfoot, pretty sure he broke a sun gear. You will see it on this next hit.
Oh,
Watch
yeah,
what happens
I can
here.
see it
Notice
right
how
there.
he doesn't get the turnaround right here like he wants. He's got a reverse. Okay, that's kind of weird. And he goes and hits this stack and gets shot
Ooh.
over to the left side.
Broken
It-
rear axle.
Broken
Yeah, it looks
rear.
like there is absolutely no power whatsoever to that left rear.
No. So these Bigfoot trucks are notorious for breaking sun gears. It's just the way they have them designed. A sun gear replacement on those trucks is very easy. So I can only imagine that's what that was. So it's going to be an easy fix for them. And maybe it was an inner or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just saying 9 times out of 10 for them, it's typically a sun gear. But very proud, very happy with the way this guy has been driving his truck lately. Here just a little while ago in Charlotte, this guy was driving the wheels off this truck, drove through a damn camper. So hats off to Bigfoot this past weekend for driving the shit out of their trucks.
And I can't think of like on this guy, old Vendetta. I mean, we know this guy's always willing to go crazy.
I love
Always.
this. I love watching the old school arena type shit with guys riding wheelies over obstacles. And you saw a lot of that in the show, but Mikey's really good at that, driving the Redline Vendetta monster truck. You'll see him do it again here in just a second. But I love, those old school headlights on those trucks. But the red and the black on these trucks. I don't know, something about this and then the skull. It's a good look for the truck and for the team.
I'm really curious what the visibility is like inside that cab because it looks like it's an old chop top, something that was very common that they did back in the 50s on those cars. You saw it on like Mercuries and old pickup trucks. So it looks like you can't really see a whole heck of a lot out of that cab, but still, he's driving around like he knows exactly what he's going to be doing every single hit.
Well, he's definitely an old school style veteran driver. He knows how to wheel and deal that truck. He knows how to put it almost right on the money. Watch this. Just ride it right over that stack, man. That's not an easy jump to hit in those arenas at the toughest tours, and he knows how to work it.
I can't help but notice Dirt Crew over here looking pretty rough.
Oh, wait. We will get
Oh, boy.
Here's Paul Jensen in
Oh,
Jurassic
no.
Attack.
Oh, no.
Already starting off freestyle with a save. And once again, I've said this before about Paul Jensen, especially when he drives this truck in front of big crowds. Not afraid of the truck, not afraid, just driving with no fear, like he's got it stamped in there in the truck with him. And he's really taking this truck to new heights. You'll see here in a second what I mean by that. But Jurassic Attack just looks good flying around the track on these new courses and the newer style Jurassic Attack. And here we go, man. No fear. Taking this truck to new heights. My word.
Whoa.
You don't see that kind of air in a Monster Jam Arena event.
No,
Just
you
saying.
don't.
You won't. So, and after that hit, he had something issue. He had an issue. I think the throttle was sticking. It wasn't like wide open, but it was like he was stopped, and you could still hear that truck idling up. So they shut him off. That put an end to his freestyle run. That's why it didn't last very long.
And then you got this madman, old Timothy Jones and Twisted Addiction. This guy, there's not really a word to describe this man, to be completely honest, other than just crazy.
He's
This
a
man.
madman. He's definitely. When we talk about guys who aren't afraid of their trucks, he was not afraid of this truck since day one, since he got this chassis from concussion. And here he goes, man. And here at some point he has to like stop, and then he'll restart and fire back up. But the the performances that he puts on, he's definitely up there with the best of them. Top tier monster truck drivers. Is definitely Tim Jones, Twisted Addiction.
My gosh, power sliding like that in such a small space, not even like thinking that you're going to hit your opponents. I mean, the amount of control this guy has, like you can see he already had the rear steer kicked as he was going over that obstacle right there. That's insane amount of driving control.
Look at that. Yes, sir. And here he got restarted, fired back up. Oh, almost tipped her over. Almost flipped that concussing chassis right over, but he's giving these fans a great show, man. Everybody was happy with this guy's performance at the end of the night. And here we go, saving the best for last.
So this isn't Jerry Beck driving dump crew or dirt crew.
Nope, it's not.
Somebody got a free rental for the weekend.
This was who? Mark McDonald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he decided to go for a backflip in a toughest show.
Oh.
And let's hope he got the extra insurance put on that rental, man, because he was driving the shit out of this thing, and it is not looking very nice right now.
You know, I imagine some of your caravans from your tour, Tweety, looked about this good.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe somebody from Team Quad. I'm sorry. What's your
DTC
team?
Power Sports.
Yeah.
There you go.
If one of y'all are watching tonight, kind of tell me what's going on here, because it looks like he was having trouble turning the truck, and it looked like all four wheels were turning, but I don't know, something was not happy with that truck, and it was having difficulty turning. So I don't know exactly what was going on there.
Chandler West, you are needed in the comment section. Where are you at?
Yeah, it does look like he's having trouble turning.
But
What's up?
nonetheless, I mean, flips that truck over, they roll him back up on all fours, and then goes out and just gets after it, man. Just old school Martin McDonald fashion, and giving everybody a show. You know the fans are on their feet. At this moment. Look at this, man. Look at that.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
He's still
insane.
going.
Nope, they didn't shut him off.
No, he's still going.
Feel like Earthshaker's rip off a dirt crew. I mean, yeah, that was a pretty big argument when Earthshaker was announced, to be completely honest. I'm a diehard dirt crew fan. Even though it's a Dodge, I love this truck. The flying dump truck, I love it.
And yes, Jerry R. Mark McDonald used to drive for Monster Jam, drove El Toro Loco, and honestly a bunch of other trucks for Monster Jam, but mainly known for El Toro Loco, I would say. But I don't know. I have a feeling that Jerry Beck's not going to be having him coming back and driving the dirt crew anymore after this week. Or maybe he will. I don't know, because he took him to
Maybe
the
he
winner's
will.
circle.
Yeah.
But you see this like common trend though, right? Like you've got Team Sims, you got now Jerry Beck and his team. They're bringing a bunch of these old retired Monster Jam drivers to fill in the seat, and they're putting on a damn good show still.
Because they still got it. There's no reason for them to not be in a seat. They're killing it. They're slaying it out there. They're making these independents step up their game, step up their equipment. The independent world has needed this. They have needed Monster Jam to have some sort of fault in their pillar of strong drivers that they've had throughout the career of Monster Jam. Those drivers are out in the open now, and it's really bringing the independent world up right now.
Absolutely. And Mark McDonald, if you ever got a chance to meet Mark McDonald, he's a character. He is one of those good old boys. He'll talk about anything and everything, and he's hilarious. I love Mark McDonald.
Now don't you have something in his?
Yeah, you gave it to me. I got to figure out where it is, but I have a Mark McDonald cowboy hat laying around somewhere. I got to find it. I'll wear it on some stream, but I got to figure out where the hell I put it. But my gosh, you have Mark McDonald and Frank Krumel in a room, you're in for a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Now, do you not have the construction stuff on here or no?
No, it looks like no.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
fine. Go on to something else then.
on
Sorry, I
top.
was mixing a second drink.
Whatever. Go on to recap MJ Arenas. You know what you're talking about. For a little bit.
Alrighty.
We sure?
That's
We're
his
still
favorite segment of the shows when we talk about Monster Jam.
not really. I'd rather talk about the tribute trucks first, but I had a great time crewing for Mark for 3 years. Dang good dude and a hell of a driver. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh, we got some shots fired right now. Chuck Warner is better than Mark.
Oh,
Mmm.
people watching. Chuck Warner or Mark McDonald, El Toro Loco.
You're voting on the driver, not the chassis, by the way.
Stir in the pot.
Stir in the pot.
Stir it
Stir in
up,
the pot.
Cooper. Stir it up, baby.
Okay, let's go to our first Monster Jam arena show this weekend. Let's go with, how do I pronounce that? Duluth?
Yeah, Duluth.
Duluth, Georgia.
I'm
We had
loving
a really
this.
cool moment here. during the arena shows, everyone got out of their truck. All the crew guys and all the drivers took a moment for the 9/11 tribute yesterday that they did do.
It's awesome.
And then for show 1, the results for racing, freestyle, and overall, Tristan took home those wins. And then Adam Anderson and Gravedigger took home the skills win. And Matt Pagliarulo took home the donuts win for show 1.
Boy, Matt.
And then show 2, we had Tristan take home racing, skills, donuts, and the overall win.
I would say driving like that, damn boy.
Mhm.
It looked like for a second there he took something out of Mikey Vodder's playbook. Did you see he was messing with the rear steer while he was bouncing on his nose?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
And then show 2, Lindsay Reed took home the freestyle win. And then show 3, we had Tristan take home racing and skills. And then Lindsay Reed took home donut, freestyle, and the overall win. And then show 4, we had Nick and Kraken take home racing, donuts, and the overall win today. And then Tristan England took home the skills and freestyle win in Georgia.
Nick Pack got that wheel locked up right now doing it on, or maybe it's just broke right now. I can't tell. So he won his
This is his second overall.
The boy
this
is
year.
getting
Yep.
better, y'all. He is getting that experience that he needs. His arenas are doing good for him, and he is stepping up his game. If he's beating guys like Tristan England in arenas,
He had
damn,
he
man.
had go against Tristan England, Lindsay Reed, that's been taking home a lot of overalls
Yep,
lately.
that's right.
Cynthia was also out there, and Adam Anderson was there as well. So he had a stacked lineup for sure.
Not bad. I got to be honest. When it comes to arenas and they're not big enough, this whole time trial based racing, I don't care for it. I imagine there's skill involved. You want to be quick. It's a tight course, but it's the same. It's literally the same course setup every single time. Oh boy, Kraken's looks a little beat up there, Tweety.
Yeah, a little bit.
Doesn't look happy.
Oh man, oh good old Yoho, man. It looks like Yoho's dropped quite a bit of weight. I'm super proud of Yoho jumping in the team Pagliarulo. Oh, there's Olashinsky.
Hey, it looks like they snagged him an overall. Good for them. Attaboy, Steve. Good job, Lindsay.
And then this guy right here, this is Mr. Josh Woodard. He was crew chief for Miss Lindsay Reed at the World Finals, where she took the World Finals Freestyle champion. It looks like he was crewing for Tristan England this weekend, who also got an overall. So again, this goes a lot into when you have a driver and you have an excellent crew chief behind you, sky's the limit.
Yep. And then we'll go into our second arena that happened in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, we got to talk about Ohio. Gross.
We do. I'm sorry, Spence.
There goes Elvis.
There's Elvis. Elvis took home the racing and skills win for show 1. And then Kristen Anderson took home the donuts win. And Ryan Anderson took home freestyle and overall for show 1. And then show 2, we had Armando Castro take home the racing win. And then Colton and Max D took home skills, donuts, freestyle, and overall for show 2. And then for show 3, this doesn't happen a lot, but every element, it was a different driver winning something. So for racing, Elvis won racing, Armando won skills, Caleb Blood won donuts, Ryan Anderson won freestyle, and then Colton and Max D took home the overall.
Nice. Now, Preston Collins brings up a good point. Look at the Monster Jam stands compared to the independent shows. Yeah, you're right, man. I've been noticing that these past, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, I've really noticed the stands at these Monster Jam shows are not selling out. And then we've seen from just this past weekend, we'll get to that in a little bit more in a minute, but these independent shows are selling out. So anyways, keep going.
And then for the last show, Caleb Blood took home racing, donuts, and the overall win. And then Colton and Max D took home the skills and freestyle.
Front engine Max D.
Mhm.
I'm only assuming that that's actually Neil's former truck. The only thing I can assume, because Tom has to have his whip. So I imagine that's what we're looking at there. There goes Armando.
I'm not gonna lie. After the hiatus it's had, it's nice to see El Toro Loco back.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, the truck's only been around for 20 years.
Yeah, only. And it still looks the exact same after all this time. Kirk Benson brings up a good point. Yeah, Monster Jam tickets are high. Yeah.
Yeah.
They think because people are diehard Monster Jam fans that they're going to go out of their way to drive, 30 minutes to a couple hours to go, whoa, hold on, Ryan.
Yeah, apparently he jacked the wheel up on that truck. He hurts, I think maybe the spindle bolts or something like that. It didn't even look like, maybe it would hit that corner that hard, but apparently jacked some stuff up, according to Ryan's crew chief.
Bram Fearzos. Absolutely, Black Toro was the best looking Toro. I back that 100%. I wish they would have kept the black and the yellow. I love the black and the yellow Toro.
People love that Black Toro for sure.
It just like it gave the bull a sinister look. It looked like a badass truck, and now it's just still. I don't even. Do we call it red or orange? Because it's kind of teetering.
It looks like orange. To me, it looks like orange.
I mean, we can call it red, but we know it's actually orange. We try to bring up the Eva Destruction video. I don't know why I didn't put it on here. It's
we have one more Monster Jam.
Oh, we do?
I don't have the video for it because there wasn't a lot of video footage of it, but they only had 2 shows. And then for the first show in Little Rock, Arkansas, Bari won racing, and then Tyler Meninga took home skills, donuts, freestyle, and overall. And then their show 2 today, Bari took home racing, Brianna Mahan took home donuts, and then Tyler took home skills, freestyle, and overall today.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But again, where was this one at again?
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was out in that side of the country, I would rather, sorry, too much Jack Daniels in my system right now. I'd rather spend the money to drive from Arkansas to Kansas to go to a 2 Extreme show than do a Monster Jam Arena.
I mean, I'd honestly, the thought had crossed my mind because we were kind of like right smack dab in the middle of like 3 shows this past week. We had a Monster Jam out east at Little Rock. That's only about 3 hours away from us. And then we had Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is about 5 hours away. But then Mesquite, Texas, was just right around the corner, 20 minutes away. We'll get to that in a little bit. And I noticed it's not down there either. So see if you can bring up the Eva Destruction tour, because I'd like for Spence to talk about that just a little bit. What'd you do this past weekend? What was this tour about? What was this show?
So it's not really so much a tour. It was just kind of they had 3 Eva Destructions this summer. We went to the very first one forever ago. Whoa, that's loud.
Sorry.
Here we go.
So the Legend Reptoid came out with a brand new not paint scheme, but a brand new scheme to represent all those fallen and affected by 9/11. The body on this truck is extremely detailed. The longer you look at it, the more details that you just keep catching. It was super beautiful. Loved it. But I mean, this was just one of those exhibition things. You had 2 trucks going out doing freestyle runs. There's no real racing, no real skills. It's just kind of like go out and, do a couple of hits here and there. No big deal. But yeah, like what Caleb said, it is packed. There was trailer racing. There was backwards racing. They had the pace car race. And we got to see something that was extremely hilarious. I wish more speedways would do this. It's called the Doom Race. And what it was 50 cars against 1 school bus. Oh, you even got the mattress race. Yes, there are 2 people. There are 2 people in each of these cars holding onto a mattress. If you lose your mattress, you're out of the race.
That's hilarious.
It is amazing. Me and Katie were cracking up the whole time. And this is the Doom Race. So this school bus out here has fireworks, watermelons, paintballs, you name it, throwing it at everybody else on the track. And it's just hilarious. I mean, we had an absolute blast. We loved it. But it was extremely cool. After everything was said and done, we got to go out and see up close the brand new Reptoid, look at it closer, kind of talk to the crew chief a little bit. But I believe this run here, I believe her name is Sadie Peterson. Jack Peterson's daughter was actually going out and getting back in the seat again. So seeing another female driver getting into the scene, and you could tell she's not afraid of it either. She goes out and she's just hammered down. Going for it.
I'm wrong, but isn't that the former Samson truck?
It is. They got that truck, I believe, a year ago. Yep. Thank you, Austin Wilder. Sydney, Mark's daughter. This is all footage from him, Austin Wilder.
Yes.
If you guys haven't already, go check him out on Facebook. Wilder Images. Super awesome stuff. Everything from mud bogs to monster trucks here in Michigan. He covers all of it. So,
and I appreciate your videos. They are always crystal clear, looking good. Thank you very much. That's important to us. I mean, sometimes we'll take whatever we can get, but thank you, sir, for sending us that stuff.
Now, I couldn't see anything in the stands, so my footage was crap.
Now, there was a lot of people there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it was packed, man. It was. I gotta tell you this. People watching at a speedway and Eva Destruction is almost as fun as watching everything that is going on at the actual track itself. I mean, just seeing drunk uncles dressed in. I mean, we obviously a lot of people are there to just like pay the respects to 9/11. Like we saw some fire, some first responders, EMTs, service men and women, and then you see like the drunk uncle that has It looked like a onesie and all red, white, and blue that was torn up. I think he puked on himself once because he had a big old stain. It was either puke or it was a bunch of beer.
Oh gosh.
He was escorted out of the racetrack. It was hilarious. And then we had these, I swear they were high schoolers in front of us talking about how they have 2 kids. And there's this guy in front of us that was like trying to act all gangster, and he had the haircut of a troll doll. So yeah, real funny. Just the people watch. Me and my wife are just laughing and cracking up, not just at the racing, but just the people around us. So it was nice to actually run into Austin Wilder and actually see someone who's somewhat normal.
Well, and it's nice to see that those stands were full. Just as Preston Collins was saying, these independent guys, they know how to promote their shows. They know how to get the right people in the stands to buy these tickets. They want to see good shows. They want to see these drivers and these crew guys be down to earth, have conversations with them, sign autographs. And so the independent world is on fire right now. Now, you see us repping the Outlaw shirts tonight. We got to go and have a really fun experience at what people are calling the Harper Tour or the Outlaw shows. And let me tell y'all, the Monster Truck War Show in Mesquite, Texas at the Rodeo Arena did not disappoint.
It did not.
It's probably going to be really loud to start off with. I'll try to mute it.
Sorry.
I gotta say, when like all the trucks were going at the same time, I thought my eardrums were just gonna like burst. I did not realize how loud it was gonna be in that small arena.
None of those guys are running mufflers, and it's just a small little rodeo arena. They actually used to play arena football in there before they put that big ass TV screen in there, and the world went to shit. They used to play arena football in here. Then obviously they designed it for rodeos, the intentions of rodeos. But it's actually a pretty monster truck friendly show. You see Michael Harper coming out, whipping some donuts. This is an intros, man. And guys just getting after it. This is the final round of racing. Michael Harper Outlaw, Alex Barden, and El Oso Loco. I'm assuming that means the Crazy Bear, Harley.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
I don't know Spanish. Don't look at me.
Forgot.
And so you saw there, turn 1, Michael Harper misses the first jump. Alex Barton still gives him a run for his money, and he comes away with a victory because he did not miss any turns. Now, this is the skills competition. Harper's going out and Outlaw, giving the fans a taste of what freestyle is going to be like, basically. But in their competition for skills, you get 2 hits and a donut.
Yep.
So you see him coming up on his second hit, front engine, Willman chassis, ZF axles, coilovers, no sway bars, coming around the corner, just getting with it, right? Getting after it. And he's going to end this off with a crazy-ass donut.
This guy drives like Tom Mintz almost. Like, my gosh.
They drive very similar to each other.
Just getting louder. And you think he's done, right? Because it's just skills, right? No, he's going to go and whip it into another donut.
Yep.
Man,
what a madman. I love it. I remember you guys sent me a picture or something after the show. Didn't he roll it?
Oh, just wait.
Just wait.
Freestyle,
you see the clip of his freestyle.
Freestyle is just now beginning, okay? And for those of y'all who are wondering, yes, we had the full video up on our YouTube page. We took it down because I realized it's all on me. I completely forgot to put Alex Barden's freestyle in there. So we're going to re-upload it tonight, so it'll be up and you can watch the full show with Alex Barden's freestyle and El Oso Loco. Now, back to this. Michael Harper's getting down. He's getting jiggy with it, catching some air, doing a little slap wheelie. Like I said, it's a front engine truck, so it's cool to see front engine trucks do wheelies, I think, personally. Pretty badass. The longer wheelbase, I don't know, something about it. But just giving these fans, everybody is loud at this point, right? Everybody's on their feet. They are cheering. They're screaming. You see fans throwing their hands up in the air. Everybody's got their phones out. Guy is not disappointing for a small arena show.
Like, just look at the amount of people that are in the stands compared to the Monster Jam shows that we were just recently looking at.
Okay, so the show was supposed to happen at 1 o'clock.
Here, pause it.
Okay, I'll
pause it.
The show was supposed to happen at 1 o'clock. They pushed back the start of the show because of all the traffic of people trying to get into the show.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to this during the show, but all these stands, they were all sold out.
They were.
I imagine people are back buying merchandise because that's really about the only downside of that venue. There's only like 2 stands there. So let me tell you, there was some money made there this past week, and those stands were full. They had to delay the show, like Harley said. So anyways, you see this truck going into what might be a donut, another turn, and look at this rollover.
What in the world?
It was like God just put his hand under that truck and just right on top of its
And then
lid.
they rolled him over.
And he's done, right?
Nope.
No, apparently not.
Let's keep going. He's like, let's keep going. Roll me back over. I want to keep going.
And then here comes Backdraft to save the day and chase the cat for a couple hits around the track. Watch this hood. Where'd the hood go? Where's it at? There it is.
And then backdraft right behind him.
Oh my gosh. Getting all that oil out of the valve or the cylinder heads. That's for sure.
And look at this air from
Gosh.
backdraft. Just catching some air, man.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm actually pretty jealous of you guys. I had a ton of fun at our Eva Destruction show, but this just looks like an absolute blast. Even for a 4-truck show, like, I'm impressed.
For a 4-truck show, it was definitely worth the money, man. This guy makes ticket prices affordable. The shows are entertaining. They did like a little Quad Wars type thing that, honestly, I am not a huge fan of Quad Wars. I'll be completely straightforward with you on that. However, they put an interesting twist on it. I don't want to say that it was choreographed and all that, but I'm sure it was to a certain extent. But they just made it entertaining. They made it to where people who were just there to see monster trucks.
I love that everyone
enjoyed
around us, and you can hear everyone in the stands getting into it, getting into the drama that Quad Wars was putting on, and that's what just made it entertaining.
So we
is
had
everyone else getting into
for the
it.
Quad Wars, Harley. We had a team Texas versus
Yeah.
a team Oklahoma. Everybody knows you don't mess with Texas. However, team Oklahoma, they came out swinging.
He
Right?
did.
What was some of that stuff that guy was saying? You remember?
He was talking about Tom Brady and the Cowboys because they had played the night before,
And
he was talking smack about him.
talking smack about the Cowboys, how they can't find a good quarterback and their fan base is washed up. And so this guy starts getting booed, right? And so he gets off the track. And then next thing you know, he cheats to win the next race, being in Team Texas. Team Texas comes and the lady who was driving Team Texas takes her helmet off and hits the guy with it. I mean, it was like some WWF type stuff, but they made it super entertaining. The Quad Wars was awesome. I'd way rather watch that than a triple threat show. So anyways, let's just say we had a great time at the Harper show. He made sure the kids there enjoyed it. The adults enjoyed the show as well. It was fun.
And I didn't know this, but Harper gives away a helmet every single show to a fan. His helmet, straight.
Literally like Tom Mintz. That's awesome.
He will give a helmet to every weekend. I didn't know that either, but that was a brand new body on that Outlaw truck, brand spanking new. He even did something a little different with the paint design. It was all black in some areas on the truck where it used to be almost like a blackish gray mix, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then obviously Preston Collins has got a lot of fiberglass work to be done to that truck. And Preston, thank you so much for the VIP experience. I just got to say, Harley, and I'll let you speak for me on this, but everybody involved that tour super nice.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Everyone's super down to earth, super nice. Every person we met and shook our hand, like, just super nice. Everyone there, everyone involved.
Whether it was a crew guy or working the merchandise stands and Harper himself, everybody was down to earth. They were actual humans, and it wasn't just like they were making conversation to just like, oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah, have a nice day. They really wanted to know how you were doing. They want to know your opinion of the show. They were really great people, and definitely look forward to hanging out with those guys in the future. And I didn't realize this, but they're only like an hour away from where we live in Rockwall, Texas. So we need to go and hang out with them and check their shop out.
So it made up for having to go to Oklahoma, right?
We didn't go to Oklahoma.
Oh, it wasn't Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
They had a team Oklahoma versus
Team
Texas.
Okay.
And then there was that toughest show was in Oklahoma. And
we were
originally
going to Oklahoma, but there was a show here like 20 minutes from us that we're like, why don't we just go to that one?
Yeah, honestly, it's a good thing you guys did. Nothing against toughest, but I mean, you got to check out a Harper show. I mean, I'm jealous. I wish I could see a Harper show. I know he does one, and it's all the way in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's just like a 4 or 5, almost 6-hour drive to get up there for it. So,
I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I'll throw a sneak peek out there because, we're actually pretty good at keeping stuff under wraps over here, but I'll kind of let something leak a little bit there. We got a cool shirt design coming out that's going to look pretty cool for the Harper team. If we wanted to do something, get involved there, it's going to look pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think, is it the one that you showed me right before we got on stream?
Yeah, it looks
good. That's going to be perfect representing that team for sure.
I didn't even think about it when Taylor Ennis was designing this for us. I was like, you know what? And yesterday being there, I was like, this would actually fit them. This actually fits the Outlaw team. So y'all will see here in the coming weeks what I'm talking about. We got some other stuff ordered yesterday, some more samples of some things we're going to be, putting on our website, throttleoutshow.com before too much longer. So is that basically it for our recapping of the week? Of the weekend?
We also had the North versus South event at Dennis's.
That's right. Yeah. Do we know who won?
I am not sure who won. It was just a clip. There's not a lot of information about it out there right now, but they did release a clip, like a montage of the weekend. But this is from Brandon Vincent's Instagram. He was there checking out King's
Oh my
Sling.
gosh, look at this like reckless hobble together king sling with the 48s.
Yep.
I'm in love.
And then this is like a clip of the weekend and what happened there. Yeah, I'm not too sure who won and what all happened, but
See, that's an event we can afford to be in. Oh no!
35. Oh, not happy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor drone. Oh my gosh, that shot right there is
That
amazing.
was big air too.
Man, these things are just insane. I know some people don't really care for the whole idea.
Oh, damn it.
Is he just riding the wall?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but I love seeing mega trucks and 48s. I love that aspect of mega trucks. I don't really too much care for the long skinny tires. This just looks awesome. Well, there it goes. There goes another body of fiberglass. Holy crap! Put it down. My gosh. Insane. We need to go. Okay, yeah. So road tripping. Who's down for a road trip out to North Carolina next year?
Yo,
Because
let's all
I'm
meet
in.
up out there. Let's
Mhm.
all meet up. Let's have a good time. Next one.
Absolutely.
All right. So to my knowledge, we are done recapping the weekend, right? We got some things to discuss, some things that we have found out since Monster Jam has leaked out some things and they continue to leak out more. They're having a problem keeping
So-
the information under wraps.
We need, okay, first of all, whoever's in charge of Monster Jam's website needs to be let go. Like, clearly the idea of keeping anything a secret or a
Who knows,
surprise
maybe
to the fans.
after what happened, maybe they were let go.
Maybe
yeah.
we need to take over for them.
Yeah, clearly, because it's like we actually had quite a bit of backlash on our social media because we shared some stuff that was literally out there from Monster Jam. We didn't have like an inside source or a rat telling us about
No,
this.
this was
No.
on Monster Jam's website. So we were
Somebody
just
somebody had sent this to us. I'm not going to reveal who that person is out of respect for them because first of all, I appreciate you, but second of all, that stuff was sent to us, and it was straight on Monster Jam's website.
Yeah.
We went there because they sent it to us, and it was still there,
Mhm.
out in
Mhm.
broad daylight, like a freaking raccoon out in the daylight or a vampire out in the daylight. It was right there. It was so weird to
Yeah.
see. Shouldn't have been there, and it was. What we're talking about. And what did we find first? Because I was on the computer doing stuff for Throttle. I was actually in the middle of designing shirts for our new release coming up here soon, Harley. And then what did you see first?
Well, the first thing I saw, you want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well,
Go
the
ahead.
first thing I saw was that Cynthia was going to be in a truck next year called Lucas Oil Stabilizer. That was the
Mhm.
first thing that I saw. And then they just put the whole tour lineup for the Detroit show for next year.
I'm excited. So after seeing that lineup, it's going to be stacked. I can't freaking wait.
If you
It's
really
going to
want
be
to
so much
know
fun.
the lineup for supposedly Detroit next year, you can go on our Instagram page and see the full lineup.
It's still on there. We've
It's
not
still on
taken it
there.
down. What has been taken down on our Instagram page is certain people commenting, talking about things, people trying to cover up their tracks. But I remember most of those conversations, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about a couple of those things. One of those things being the kickoff show for Monster Jam is tomorrow evening. I think it's at like 7:00, but
Yep,
it's on
7 o'clock
actually
Eastern.
on their website. And I will say this: we are not doing a live reaction to that. We're just going to go ahead and react to it on Wednesday. We've got a special guest
Mhm.
coming on Wednesday. We'll get more into that in just a little bit. But one of the things they're going to be talking about is one of the new trucks that got leaked. One of the trucks talking about is Cynthia Gautier's Lucas Oil Stabilizer. There is
But
already
Detroit of next year wasn't the only show that they put that on.
Man, what else did you find out?
Spence sent us that they had also put that on the El Paso show. The
Yeah,
El Paso
yeah.
Texas show.
hmm So if you went through their, if you kept like looking through their schedule, like it said that Cynthia Gauthier, the debut show, was supposed to be the upcoming El Paso show, which they recently changed it to Monster Mutt Dalmatian Galaxy. But it still just goes to show, like, okay, clearly they don't know what the hell they're doing. Whether they're going to debut this at El Paso or if it's going to be something strictly for first quarter or what have you, no one really, unfortunately, knows. But still, whoever's running Monster Jam's website clearly has no idea what they're doing. But just looking at the pictures, because they updated all the graphics on Monster Jam's website, you can see what the truck looked like in the background. And it looks like a big rig. It looks like some kind of Peterbilt Freightliner, some kind of big
You saw
rig
it?
cab. You can kind of make out the shapes in the picture just looking at it.
Okay.
It looks like a big rig. It looks like almost like a Super Pete.
So I was just going to say that was what was going on in the comments. Is people were predicting that this was going to be a semi. Somebody's got the inside scoop there. Trust me, it's not us. We just saw it in the comment section that this is supposed to be some type of semi concept for the truck. And from what these people were saying, it actually looks badass. It looks good. I have been saying for years now, there's got to be a semi monster truck. No, I don't know how it's going to be made possible, but this would look sick. Kids are going to love this. Fans are going to love it in general, and it needs to happen. I hope that's true. I hope that's the case.
I just hope, because it's almost like a bittersweet, because Lindsey Wink was piloting in the face of Lucas Oil and Monster Jam for 10 years, I believe. And I'm not saying Cynthia doesn't have what it takes to represent the brand. Cynthia is a hell of a driver. We don't bash on her. I know I made some comments in the past about when we got you guys all riled up about her possibly driving Gravedigger. That was a rumor. I'm glad that you guys. It was strictly a rumor.
It was going to
go back and watch the damn video. We say it's speculation and it's rumor. Y'all got upset about that, but that's okay.
It was a rumor, but regardless, Cynthia has some pretty big shoes to fill. You know, being in Monster Jam and representing a sponsored truck is a huge responsibility. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Cynthia is capable of doing with that new body and new name in the next season.
She's got some big shoes to fill. Okay. Monster Jam thinks very highly of her. Lucas Oil wanted her. They got the deal inked, and she will be representing Lucas Oil. Yes, Jimmy C, this does mean no more Lindsey Wink. That doesn't mean that he's done with driving monster trucks, but he is done driving Lucas Oil and Monster Jam. That is now Cynthia Gautier's job. That's her. She's signed on the dotted line. She's now their sponsored athlete, bringing back a whole new truck, a whole new concept. Somebody said there in the comments it would be cool to have it, being like Heavy D's truck with a diesel, that being full effect, black smoking all over the track. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. Cooper says stop lying.
No.
So, what else did I have to talk about?
I guess just kind of speculations that's the one thing
for the kickoff show tomorrow.
I think we're going to see a lot of drivers step up from the arena world going into stadiums. I think Monster Jam completely screws up if they don't have Tristan England, Tyler Meninga, and Caleb Blood on stadiums. Those three drivers have got to be
spoiler
on
alert,
stadiums.
They did put that Tyler's going to be on a stadium
that's right.
next
That's
year.
right.
That's right.
He said that's one of the Detroit drivers apparently that Tyler Meninga will be driving in Detroit with Gravedigger. That's pretty impressive. They also had Mark List and El Toro Loco in Detroit, which we haven't seen anything from Mark List.
No. That was quite a shocker to me. If there's anything that makes me think that maybe that list was wrong, it might be that one right there. I'm not saying that Mark List doesn't deserve being on a stadium tour because he's been driving for Phil for a while, but we've not seen anything from him, right? It would make more sense to me that you throw Armando on stadiums because he has been driving and not Mark List. I don't know. What do y'all think in the comments section about Mark List, El Toro being on a stadium tour next year?
I mean, I feel like we need to have Matt Cummings come back on the show for this. Because I feel like he would definitely have a couple things to say about it, running with Mark List and having the record of the most rollovers in a single season. I'm looking forward to seeing it because we talked about this on the show, giving some of these arena guys a chance to really stretch their legs and work with a much larger venue than what they've been used to, because anything and everything is almost like being in a groove. So, when you're doing arenas and it's the same thing over and over and over again, same thing with stadiums, like you get in a groove, you know what to expect. It's just extremely repetitive. So seeing Tyler Meninga and Mark List, who have such a rich arena background, go into stadiums is actually going to be really interesting. So I'm looking forward to it, but seeing how Mark List has not been in the seat for as long as he has, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a lot of people in the comments are excited to see Mark List in stadiums.
I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm saying it's just not seeing him in a truck at all this year. That's what concerns me, is just being out of practice and getting used to being back in the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't nobody practicing up at MJU right now, just so y'all know. MJU is grown over right now, and they got to get it back. They got to start doing some things with MJU. I'll get back to that in just a second. But
Just give Cooper a push mower. He'll fix it up.
Yeah, Cooper and Lashinsky and Lexi, y'all get after it up there. Get out the weed eaters and the Roundup and start clearing out that track.
I think another topic we got to bring up is the anniversary digger that they also
or
put in their commercial for the season for the kickoff show.
Vince, take the wheel. Go ahead.
God. Okay, so we all know. I grew up a gravedigger guy. You know, as everybody else here in the comments, even Tweety, you probably grew up a little bit on the gravedigger side. So whenever there's an anniversary, even dating back to the 20th anniversary, there's always something cool and unique about the paint scheme. 30th anniversary for gravedigger was wild. You had the chrome bodies, you had the orange, you had the pink, or not pink, purple and green bodies alternated.
Okay,
and you also had I've been drinking. Okay, leave me alone. And you also had the 3D faces of the Grim Reaper on the side. It was outstanding. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Like, they really went out of their way to make the 30th anniversary something extremely special. And then we saw the preview for the kickoff show. I was disgusted seeing Gravedigger with no moon.
Do you think that's the final product, though?
No,
Maybe they're just
I don't think it is
something, and it's going to be a lot better than what.
This is why Spence. Hold on, Spence. Hold on over there. I don't think that's the final product, and it can't be the final product because you can't leak the big 40 for Gravedigger, turning 40 years old in a little rinky-dink commercial for your kickoff show. I don't think that's the final product.
But at the same time, they're not good at keeping things under wrapped at the same time.
They're not good at that, but I just don't think that can be your final product. If it is, yeah, it's a damn shame.
Even if it's supposed to be a standard body to even just somewhat hint and represent the 40th anniversary, it is still very poorly executed. Like the 30th anniversary, when it was just the regular Gravedigger body with the 3, with the moon being the 0, and there was a ribbon for the 30th anniversary, it was still somewhat unique. It was still something different. This is just lazy because it's still somewhat of a standard Gravedigger body. They took the 30th anniversary font where the Gravedigger name is, slapped it on there, and then got rid of the moon, and they got rid of the haunted house and just slapped a 40th anniversary on there and called it a day.
I don't know. I don't think there's any way that can be the finished product.
If it is, I think we'll all be disappointed.
Honestly,
if you guys,
the way it looks.
If you guys want to see what I think it should be the final product of the 40th anniversary, Mr. Taylor Andes here did a perfect representation of a 40th anniversary Gravedigger paint scheme on his Instagram and on his Facebook. Check it out. It's beautiful, highly detailed. I would freaking love to see this thing actually in person. But again, just Monster Jam just being like, it's an anniversary. Who cares? You know, we saw that with the other trucks. Why should they care anymore about Gravedigger as they did about, Son of a Digger or El Toro Loco? Why should they care?
Still nothing. We're losing the momentum. We're losing the motivation to care about the 10th anniversary for Son of a Digger. It's way too late in the game. We've already said that before. It's like, yeah, it would be cool, but at the same time, I mean, we're past it over. Like, we're over it already. They missed out on that, and that was a big one. And the El Toro Loco thing as well. But I don't know. They got to do something different for the 40. They got to do something different.
So if there was a paint scheme, I would love to see Gravedigger do, or just Seafeld do, and it doesn't even have to be technically an anniversary. There was a specific type of diecast that Feld and Spin Master came out with for Gravedigger on their line of toys, was the Reckless series. And they have a version of Gravedigger that literally looks like a junkyard cobbled together piece of Gravedigger from different paint schemes over the years. You had like Digger 7, you had the blue and silver panel truck, you had Grandma, you had the red old Ford door panel, just all kind of like junkyard cobbled together to create this Frankenstein Gravedigger. That would be a sick anniversary scheme for the truck.
There you go.
If I may say.
Yeah.
Almost like take Junkyard Dog with Monster Mutt, but use it as a Gravedigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just rather not, talk about Gravedigger and let's just talk about Bigfoot, but that's just me. Oh my
gosh.
Well, actually, Tweety, now that we talk about it, has Bigfoot ever done an anniversary for their trucks? I mean, we have the 45th anniversary on the line of toys, but
they have, but not to any extent as to what you're thinking. They're like what like what you've seen with the 30th anniversary for Grave Digger. It wasn't really. They just kind of go back to like the classic Bigfoot look, and then they'll slap like a 30 or whatever on the side of it. So
Well,
they,
this
they
year
honestly they do basically what you saw in that preview for the Grave Digger truck. They really don't go all ham on a new design. They just because they do new designs every other day, basically for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
and I love it because it's always something fresh. It's something new. It's something to drag people in, whether it's new sponsors or new fans, new tours, whatever. Bigfoot's always mixing it up. It's not always just the big blue Ford out of Missouri. You got purple and flames. You got black and flames. You have red, white, and blue flames. It's always, now I think about it, someone at Bigfoot has a thing for flames, don't they?
No, Parker Griffin just made a comment about World Finals next year. And
do we want to get into this?
But got me to thinking, though. Okay. Got me to thinking because I heard something this past weekend at an independent tour. Okay. Again, no inside source for this topic. This is just what I heard floating through an independent tour that, we obviously, the city of Orlando has confirmed there will be a World Finals. Monster Jam themselves has not confirmed that there will be a Monster Jam World Finals. And we're thinking this is why, because they're having some issues putting the show on. I was told that at the Orlando track, they are not allowed anymore to start up on top and drive down that little hill. I don't know if it's for safety reasons or if they're actually redesigning that stadium and they can't do it, but you're not going to see that next year. Apparently, you're not going to see it. This is all just speculation, and that they are having a hard time coming up with a racing design for World Finals next year. What do y'all think about that?
Well, you and I both remember going to that show and how sketchy it was, seeing the amount of supports going through the tunnel where all the trucks had to go through the tunnel to go onto the track, which wasn't the original idea. The original idea was there was a staircase to the left or to the right, depending on where you're coming from, that they were supposed to also turn into a ramp where all the trucks would drive up rather than going through the tunnel and then driving up the racing lanes. So that was supposed to be the original idea, but apparently it took way too long for the dirt crew and everybody to actually figure that out and how to build and make it. I mean, credit to those guys and the long hours to actually getting that to work. But it just, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but J-Hook is overrated for World Finals. We need something different. We need something new. We need something that's a bit of a challenge. I really like what the All-Star Tour had to offer with this weird, I want to say call it like a figure eight, but it was a really unique, different style course that we never saw before in racing. And it kind of went outside of the stadium. I'm not saying they could do that in Orlando, but it was something unique, something different. They actually brought something fresh to the table, and I liked it. I felt bad that, there wasn't very many people there for that event, but it was still something new. It was something that we gravitated towards, and we love it. But how can you do that in a stadium that really doesn't have the floor space to do a J-Hook or to do something that big? If you want my honest opinion, I think Monster Jam needs to figure out how to do some kind of over and under track inside of a stadium.
That would be cool. I know they're at Charlotte. That is a badass racetrack. It's just one of those things of, boy, those trucks would get hot real fast. By the second round of racing, all those trucks are going to be overheated when you do a race course to that extent. So this leads me to believe, though, as we're talking about this, and I mentioned this just a few moments ago, I think they're going to have to start clearing out MJU before too much longer, getting it back to being race ready for drivers coming in test, because they got to start doing some type of practice for Monster Jam World Finals racing next year, if there is indeed going to be one, and the city of Orlando has confirmed that there will be one. So I don't know.
Now, here's another question, because I know we all love talking about World Finals, but what about the whole All-Star idea? I thought All-Star was awesome. I think having another separate big event through the year is another great way to bring more people into the sport, because let's be honest, I know a lot of people here think World Finals belongs in Vegas and Vegas alone. Here's the thing. Much like a lot of the big, whether you have the World Series or the Super Bowl or whatever, having it travel around gives a lot of people throughout the country the opportunity to physically go to that style of event. It's just having something that has the caliber and the size of a World Finals event, because Monster Jam World Finals in Las Vegas, I mean, you have a desert. There's tons of room for a massive pit party. And Orlando was my very first physical Monster Jam World Finals that I got to go to. I was still blown away by it, but apparently it was a fraction of the amount of trucks that they normally have compared to Las Vegas.
Yeah, what was in Orlando was just very, very small to what happened in Vegas.
Yeah,
So,
I unfortunately have never gotten a chance to physically see that. Now, the other thing I complain about is because, when you're in Florida in May, it's hot, it's humid, nobody is having a good time, and knowing what stadium prices are for waters or any kind of drinks is overpriced. So all of us are like, we knew a lot of guys actually that got overheated and heat exhaustion from that show because we were overworked and dehydrated. So I would really like to see All-Star Show be at almost the same caliber as a World Finals. Here's the other thing. I feel like if arenas are not going to change, arenas need to have their own form of championship as well, because running in such a small venue all year round or for all the first quarter, and then it's like, all right, hey, top competitors, you get to go race at World Finals, which is a massive stadium event. Good luck. It's so unfair to those arena guys.
yeah.
I feel like there needs to be some kind of competition. Maybe it could be in an arena like Tucson, Arizona, or not Tucson, Arizona, sorry, Tacoma, Washington, where it's like a mini stadium, and put on some kind of championship event to where whoever wins this arena championship series gets to be on the stadium series next year.
Hey, that's a good point, man. No, that's definitely a good point.
Jimmy Cliff, Glendale cough. Actually, before COVID and everything hit, that's where All-Star was supposed to be. It was supposed to actually be in Glendale, Arizona. That was supposed to be where it was going to be. And it was going to be the whole zombies versus hunters ordeal. But unfortunately, COVID completely screwed that up.
I think they're going to have a hard time this year. If they're only going to do like 4 tours, I'm just guessing. I don't know that for sure. My guess, like I said, final predictions for tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Monster Jam kickoff show. We will react to that on Wednesday. I think there's going to be 2 stadiums, 2 arenas, and I hope they change their arena setup, man. I really do. I'm so tired of the pod and just
I really
being
don't
the
see
same
them
repetitive,
changing up
but
the arena setup at all. It's working. They're still selling tickets. Why change it? Just keep it the same.
I mean, I get it, because let's be honest, we're kind of the minority when it comes to the people that go to those shows, because there's not a lot of diehard Monster Truck fans. It's just a bunch of parents that are trying to have something to do with their young kids. And they're like, oh, Monster Trucks are in town, blah, blah, blah. Here's Gravedigger. And that's about it. But, I mean, it's not that entertaining. Like, going to that 4 truck show that you guys went to with Harper's looked way more entertaining and way more involved than a Monster Jam arena. Let me ask you guys this: did you guys actually get to have like a pit party at that show?
Yeah, we
you
did.
You guys got to physically go up to the trucks. You got to talk to the drivers face to face.
Yep.
That's my biggest concern. Coming from the ride truck line, what's pit party going to be like for next year? Is it going to be open, or are you going to have to pay money just to kind of keep 30 feet away from your favorite driver?
Yeah. I mean, and they had the ride truck guy going nonstop. I mean, I'm pretty sure that show got over like 3:30. I'm pretty sure he was giving rides to like 7 o'clock because everybody wanted to ride on that damn truck.
And he said he was going to do rides until the last person left. So
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yep. No time limit on rides.
There's going to be more sponsors and celebrities, most likely, more TV appearances on oddball shows that have nothing to do with monster trucks.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Sounds about right. That's been the direction Monster Jam has been going the last 3 years. Definitely see that happening. I don't know that we're going to see the Diesel Brothers come back now and the direction that the Diesel Brothers
The
are
Diesel
headed.
Brothers are like mainly on YouTube now. I don't see much.
I got to be honest. So I got to be honest, because I follow so many of these car guy channels on YouTube, like Chris Fix and Cleus McFarland. Not Whistling Diesel. Don't even ask. I don't care for him. And honestly, the Diesel Brothers are a lot like more. They seem like more like regular people on YouTube, like going and talking to these people. Yeah, I mean, they have money. They have a lot of success with what they do. But seeing how they are in the YouTube retro aspect rather than, Discovery Channel, and everything has to be over exaggerated and fake, and it's like I have more respect for those guys. Like, they seem way more down to earth and actually true to who they are than what Discovery likes to put them up as.
BJ Johnson brought up a good point. He didn't think that we talked about Monster Jam every single weekend on the show. And you know something, man? We're just waiting for Monster Jam to reveal their shit, and they're giving us way too much to talk about right now. That's their fault. Blame it on Monster Jam, because they have been leaking out too much stuff and they give us too much to talk about. We're basically making a living off of talking to Monster
Here's
Jam.
an idea, BJ. How about you come on the show and talk about more Schaefer stories,
There we
so
go.
we can avoid more Monster
A
Jam
story
crap.
time, a special
Please.
story time.
I'm getting
Come on.
tired of it too. That's why I'm drinking tonight.
And I know it won't help, that Wednesday we're going to be reacting to the Monster Jam tour. However, as of right now, Wednesday, we have a very special guest who's going to be joining with us. He's going to kind of be reacting to the Monster Jam kickoff show with us, as well as talking about, his upbringing and what he does and what he follows in his business, which would be Big America's own Justin. I can't pronounce his last name. I don't know how you say it, and I don't want to even attempt it. But he will be coming on the show with us. Very excited to have Big America coming on. Everybody knows him and follows him on social media. Has one of the coolest RCs out, doing all the tricks. Got the monster truck sounds in with his videos, and I'm pumped for Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be a stacked show. Y'all do not miss that. Make sure you reserve time. Get your dinner ready, whatever you got to do. Put the kids to bed early. Start cracking open some cola ones with us, and we are going to go all out. Probably talk for like 3 hours Wednesday night, I'm sure.
Okay, we're not going to talk for 3 hours.
No, I got work the next day, man. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
We're definitely going to have a lot to talk about Wednesday, but we're just going to take the highlights from the season kickoff show. We're not going to talk about every single thing. But...
The good, the bad, and the what the... Never mind.
There we go.
Yeah, just like that. Yep.
And honestly, I'd like to do more stuff like this for independent tours. If I could get a schedule of toughest and who's going to be driving and all that stuff, yeah, I'd love to do more stuff like that. It's just Monster Jam is all like, oh, you can't wait to see our plans. It's all top secret. And then it's actually not top secret because they're leaking too much shit out. So, yes, BJ, come back on the show soon. We need you. We want you. What else, y'all? Is that just about it before we wrap up tonight?
So since we love ragging on arena shows, I did recently just open up a competition to the Beam and G guys on Beam Monsters. So anybody that has or ever has been interested in the Beam and G community, I got a hold of these guys. I said, listen, we rag on the Monster Jam Arena stuff way too much. We're actually going to host a competition, and I talked to many of the track builders for this video game. It's like, I want to see what you guys can come up with. What would be a more entertaining show that you can come up with than what Monster Jam's putting out. And I've already got a handful of entries right now.
I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be hard.
No, it shouldn't be hard at all. But these are all arena based. I've had actually Cameron Becker. He's actually been running with the Renegade show. He messaged me. He's like, "You mean I can make a truck killer map in an arena and there's a competition for it?" I'm like, I guess you could go for it, like whatever. Yeah. But it's surprising to see how many people are interested in it. There's a lot of people complaining. It's like, oh, arenas suck. Yeah, that's the point. That's the whole purpose of this competition, is because we want to see what would be a good arena. Because when we talk about arenas, the toughest monster truck tour is the best without a doubt, with less trucks. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just, yeah. So I'm excited to show all the entries with you guys. We're actually going to have a special guest come on and judge along with you two, and rate a winner live on the show. Yep, we have a $100 Visa gift card and their choice of a single piece of apparel on our website that'll be going to the winner.
Y'all can win $100 of Austin Spence's money if you put in a good track design.
No, you have to make this in Beam and G. If you can't just make this on a piece of paper or use crayons, you got to learn how to actually make the track in Beam and G. Like, that's kind of the scale we're going towards. You know, I could break out a bunch of Hot Wheels and diecast right now and design a better show in like less than 5 minutes than what Monster Jam's putting out. But
you can be paid to do it if you nail it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Taylor Andes, yes, I know you like crayons because you still don't have a computer yet. But yeah, so that as of right now is one of the big things that we're doing right now. The Showdown Tour, I heard that someone was asking about that last stream. We're working on getting dates put together because Taylor, again, is one of our competitors and his computer died on us. We have a lot of guys that just recently moved. School recently just started. So there's some guys that are taking college classes. They're doing work. So we're just kind of organizing when everyone's available and when we can actually do the show. So we are still working on getting all the kinks and the dates and everything figured out, but it is coming. A lot of these guys are super excited and stoked to be a part of it. It's just when time kind of works for everybody else. So
Tomorrow
that.
we're gonna grill out here at the studio in Rockwall, Texas. We're gonna catch the Monster Jam kickoff show for next year,
And
then
we'll post updates about it.
We will.
I mean, we won't totally ignore it, but
I will.
Wednesday we will react to it with our special guest, Big America RC. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Good night.
See you guys.